last night in Sacramento against the Monarchs. She was on fire, had a monster game last night, 19 points in the first half, 27 in the game. At one point she ran off 11 straight points, hit a franchise record 7 3-point shots, some of those from NBA range. From the San Antonio Silver Stars, Becky Hammon, how you doing?
Good, how you guys doing? Just getting into San Antonio.
Just getting into San Antonio. We appreciate the call. I know you called in a number of minutes ago, and I apologize that we weren't ready for you at that point. So you're nice to call back. We appreciate it.
No worries. I can do a call back, no problem.
All right. Well, we thought maybe you were ticked off and you were just going to blow us off. So we wouldn't have held that against you.
No problem.
Well, you know what? We've talked about this throughout the course of the season, which has been an unusual season for the San Antonio Silver Stars. And the point has been that you can still accomplish all of your goals. And now it may come down to the final game Saturday night at the AT&T Center against Seattle, one of the teams already in the playoffs in the Western Conference. It looks like win that game and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to control our own destiny. We did a great job of, what are we, 4? We've won 4 of the last 5, so we're starting to hit our stride a little bit. Our defense is getting back to what it used to be. The other night, we held Sacramento to, just over 40% from the floor and 0 for 6 from three-point line, which is always huge when you can defend the line like that. Things are looking up. We got one more game, and we just want to be playing good basketball, and I've kind of been saying this all along, we can still reach our goals, we can still do things, and it's about playing, last year I thought we actually maybe peaked a little bit too soon, and so hopefully, this year we hit it, right when we should be.
Ann Waters has a great game last night, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. I remember talking with you throughout the beginning of this season. You were just waiting to get Ann Waters back on this team. Do you sense winning 4 out of 5 games that this team is gelling and a consistency that maybe wasn't there earlier in the season is starting to manifest itself?
Yeah, well, we're starting to develop that trust and that chemistry. That just takes a little bit of time. I think it took a little bit longer than what everybody expected it to, being that we did have a lot of similar pieces. But we've definitely gone through some adversity, this off season or during the season, and now is the time in front of us, and now is where we really want to do our damage, really. And we don't want to be playing our best basketball in July. We don't want to be playing our best basketball in August. We want to be playing our best basketball in September and hopefully into October.
Becky Hammon of the San Antonio Silver Stars, final game of the regular season tomorrow night at the AT&T Center. I got to believe, Becky, it could be a win-or-go-home game, theoretically. I would imagine this is going to have playoff electricity tomorrow night.
Well, it should. It's a big game for us. I was talking to someone earlier in the media and just saying how our fans have stuck with us through some pretty ugly moments there at the AT&T Center this year, and we've had some great moments on the floor, but they've seen some ugly ones too, and they've stuck by us. So we really want to go out with a nice, solid basketball game and a good performance. And we're looking good right now for the playoff picture. We're very hopeful and very confident at this point in time that this won't be our last game at the AT&T Center, and that we'll be playing in the postseason.
You mentioned the fans, Becky, at the AT&T Center in a game like this against Seattle. Seattle's been very, very tough all year. It looks like they've got the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. How important will it be to have the fans in there tomorrow night and have the AT&T Center rocking for the Silver Stars?
Well, it's always very important for us. They're a big help, and they're a big reason of why we say we want the home court advantage. Your fans do matter. They give you a lot of energy, give you momentum. And, I think they have dollar beer and dollar hot dog night, so that's another great reason to go ahead and make your way down to the AT&T Center. And it should just be a good overall game. And like I said, we want to get into the playoffs with a bang. And so there's probably going to be a pretty good celebration after we win that game and going into the postseason.
Becky, last night's performance, as I mentioned, 19 points in the first half, 27 in the game, 11 straight points during one stretch, the 7 3-point shots. And I heard someone say this about you last night, and I hear it about athletes quite a bit. Someone said you willed yourself and you willed the Silver Stars to victory. Would you characterize it as that? Did you pretty much say, I don't care, whatever I have to do, I'm going to make sure we win this game? Did you have a feeling like that last night?
I can only be responsible for my attitude going into the game, and, I just felt like we were pretty much in a must-win situation. We didn't want, and I've been saying this all along, we don't want it to come down to somebody else having to lose or whatever. We want to take hold of our own opportunities, take ownership of our own season, and last night was instrumental. I struggled a little bit against LA, and, after you have a tough game like that, you always want to bounce back on a positive note. I know our whole team pretty much had that mentality, though it wasn't just me. And we just did a great job of being focused on our defensive schemes. There wasn't a lot of defensive breakdowns. We had some spots, obviously it wasn't a perfect game for us, but we had, overall, it was a pretty solid game for us. And I know everybody went into that game with, what, we just can't be denied. We refused to lose this game, and, defensively we got to impose our will on them a little bit, which was very exciting to see, because that's something that in the games that we've been very good in, that's something that has always been there, was the defense. And, we played, like I said, we played real solid. We screened very well. You don't shoot that many threes and not get screened well. So our bigs just did a great job of screening my man, and, we just took care of business, flat out took care of business, and that's what we needed to do.
Becky Hammon of the San Antonio Silver Stars, congratulations on last night's victory, and you used the term taking care of business. Certainly, unless this team won 4 of the last 5, as you did, you would not be in a position to control your own destiny tomorrow night at the AT&T Center. So congratulations to the Silver Stars on this stretch run, which has actually been phenomenal. Again, tomorrow night, Seattle here at the AT&T Center. Becky Hammon, I hope next time we're talking about the playoffs. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
I hope so too, guys. One other thing I wanted to let everybody know is a friend of mine, Eva Longoria, is having a big charity event tomorrow, and the doors open at 5:30 there too, and it goes to a great cause too, to help the kids. But you can log on to her website, evasheroes.org, and so I donated a few items, my All-Star jersey and a signed San Antonio Silver Stars ball. So I hope she raises just a ton of money for the kids around San Antonio, and so that's also a good event. But you could possibly hit that up and then come to a Silver Stars game. So
exactly, you can do
unite
both.
in San Antonio tomorrow.
There you go, evasheroes.org. It is a great organization that really helps some kids who can use some help in the community. Thanks for bringing that up. Becky Hammon, we will talk again soon. Best of luck tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, guys.
Becky Hammon of the San Antonio Silver Stars. What a game last night. One of her best. And she usually, and that was coming off the loss to Los Angeles, usually when they really need to get it done, Becky Hammon brings it. She did it once again. More coming up. One more segment. You want to get in here, you can. 656 ESPN. Chris and Jason on ESPN.